when will the vaccination be brought to bear on your projections, kumbaga? When will we feel the positive effects, kumbaga, of vaccination?
So there are two factors we have to consider for that. First of all, the global vaccine supply is severely limited because the Biden administration exercised options in the last few months to increase the capacity for the United States. So as of a few days ago, this is what I said on the Webicon, as of a few days ago, every American adult now has access to a vaccine if he or she wants to. Anyone can get vaccinated in America tomorrow. So we are hoping that by July 4th, the Independence Day in the United States, that we will achieve herd immunity. However, it is striking. The Biden administration has clearly pivoted away from herd immunity. We are not expected to achieve herd immunity because it became clear in the last week that not enough Americans will be vaccinated because they don't want to be vaccinated. So what will happen then is by the beginning of the third quarter, there will be such an excess of vaccines here that the United States will be able to release all of the vaccine reservations that it currently has. So the US has reserved 1.4 billion doses for 300 million people. So the Biden administration basically hoarded enough to vaccinate every American, both adult and child, twice. So once it's clear that the excess is substantial, they will release that. So what will happen then is there will be a large flood of vaccines entering the global supply. So the Philippines reservations will then be able to be filled, which is why you see that Secretary Galvez has predicted and forecasted himself, and I agree this is reasonable, that we will have millions of more doses in the third quarter. And so by then, we will start vaccinating. From the Israeli experience, it takes about 50% of a population to see an effect. And OCTA will be discussing shortly. Professor Guido and I have separately come up with models to reallocate those vaccines to particular regions of the Philippines to get that 50%, say in the NCR, done as fast as possible. Right? So the current strategy is spread out over the Philippines, and we're going to say that really you cannot do that if you want to do this as efficiently as possible.
Father, let me just recap that. Now, because of basically people not wanting to get vaccinated in the U.S., they have such a large base, they're not going to achieve herd immunity, which means that's at least 30% of their population not wanting the vaccine. So we're anticipating a flood of supply now available to the nations who want it.
Not even because of vaccine hesitancy. I mean, there will just be so many. There will just be so much that we.
Okay, now I just got curious. Bigla lang ako napag-isip sa sinabi nyo that the U.S. might not achieve herd immunity. We've been talking about herd immunity for the longest time. I always thought that was just the singular goal. Really serious question. What's the alternative to herd immunity?
So what will probably happen here? So, I believe that we will be able to achieve herd immunity in the Philippines because we are now seeing vaccine envy, which we have never seen here. So vaccine envy. Okay, so I don't know if you know, so it's vaccine envy. So vaccine envy is, I see you have a vaccine, I don't have a vaccine, I really want a vaccine. So we don't see that here in the States. It's too deeply individualistic. But I can tell you, my research team at UST is already looking at vaccine envy on social media.